And we have Salvador joining us here from the Snowspace team. And sir, are you still in New York? So the audience knows, where are you calling from, sir?
New York City. I actually live in Midtown West. And funny because I am moving next week to a 63rd floor. So I'm going to really be doing elevator.
Yeah, well, we can practice now. You can practice when you're going up to the 60th floor and
63rd floor, and that is good. So
but New York elevators are very fast, though. You know, like
I know. So that's why I gotta be better.
Yeah, it's more of a 10-second pitch more than a 60-second in New York. But let's great to have you here, sir.
Thank you.
What we're gonna do is we're recreating again the elevator pitch experience for Snowspace. We're going to go through the process where you get a chance to do a 1-minute pitch. You might have seen now, you know, kind of the process. 1-minute pitch, we get feedback and from everyone else, and so and then if you'd like, I'm happy to do a pitch back. All right, so let's kick off. I'm hitting the top of the elevator, and we shall get started.
Okay.
All right, we're in New York. So hi, my name is Singh. I'm an investor, a retail investor that does investments in shopping malls and shopping mall products. And I heard you're working on something interesting. Tell me, Salvador.
That is correct. Hi, Mr. Singh. My name is Salvador. I am the founder of the Snowspace. Yes, we are founding Snowspace. It is an indoor winter ski and snowboard studio that we have been designing for the last 2 years. And very good to know that you're in the real estate space, because our studios are in the need of larger, higher, and wider spaces.
Yes.
For the use of our own simulators.
Yes.
So we have everything very much ready to present to an investors. We've been developing the business plan, the financial model. We have closed our vendor relationships with our ski technology enabled simulators. We would like to present that to you.
Okay, excellent. What are you looking for? How much investment do you need, sir?
So every studio needs about $1.3 million of capex of investment going into simulators, the construction, and everything needed, the machinery needed for the studio, and about $800,000 for run rate for the first 6 months. So we're talking that each studio that we build is going to need anywhere between $2.3 and $2.5 million. What we like to do is we like to either have a venture debt. We could pay 7% interest rate for 3 years for the 2.5 million, and we are willing to do 5% of the business for that. Or we could do a 2.5 million equity investment in our pre-seed round, which with the further valuation we have, it would take about 23.5% of the company equity.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that. So let's get some feedback for the Snowspace platform. So Salvador, thank you for pitching. I'll tell you what's going through my mind as you were talking. I kind of wanted to know a little bit about the interest in what you're doing, right? And I'm removing myself as a Canadian that can ski and snowboard, and I love it. Do you know what I mean? You know,
right. Yeah.
I'm removing myself from it. I'm putting myself in
investors.
I'm a Californian surfer dude, okay, or something like that. That's never, you know what I mean? So I want to, or a Singaporean investor. That's
better, because the California surfers like to snowboard. So
yeah. So my question for you around this is like, I wanted to understand the story around why Snowspace will become the flagship location at shopping malls, right? Because you can always rent like an industrial complex, correct? You know?
You could.
You could, but there's a reason. And I wanted to kind of get that story to come out, right? And part of this is, I know you've been working on this for a long time, right? And part of that, you kind of get a little bit of you get a little bit of fatigue around kind of the pitching, but I always say, just think about that story arc. So tell me, like, um, if I own a shopping mall, right, and this doesn't have to be a top tier shopping mall, it could be kind of a tier 2 shopping mall, because the tier 1s are all doing very, very well. Tell me a little bit about why does this need to exist there? Why would it be the flagship? How it would be the flagship, right? And where would it be the flagship, right? Because that's kind of where my mind was going. Is this something that we would take to where the location? So those are the things, Salva. Can you give me some insight on that, please?
Yeah, well, I believe that this needs to be on accessible places where people, I mean, in New York City, you just can't park anywhere, but places that people can park. This is a family-driven venue. So we can have kids anywhere from 5 to 65 years old. It's not niche to just a specific demographic. 67 million skiers in the US are active now. And we believe that having a more centralized location would be better than putting up a warehouse down in Long Island, where you can probably take about an hour to go there. One of the things that I believe is interesting and kind of our secret sauce is we also are putting an entertainment revenue model here. So it's not only just a boring ski school that you're going to go and learn to ski and then just go back home. We really want to address being another place to go where you can stand out. It's like, just imagine going to a bowling alley without having anything to drink or going to a range golf. Now you want to go to Top Golf because you can do the same, but then you also have the music, you have the entertainment, you have a place to eat, you can do birthday parties, you can do corporate parties. So putting the entertainment part on a high-tech, low-cost ski school, I think it makes something that maybe one day you don't want to go ski and then you want to go and play curling and have a beer with your friends, or have some chicken wings or something. So that's why we believe that putting these locations in larger cities, it makes more sense in central locations than just putting them out where people have to drive for an hour.
Got it. I look at it a little bit differently.
Okay. Great.
In a positive way. I look at it more just in terms of sheer numbers. Okay. I look at it like, where are populations in North America? Okay. And because I think that there's probably, in terms of the top 5 cities in North America, Toronto is probably amongst the top 5. Okay. Right. Even though it might not be the biggest city or the richest city, but the top 5 cities of people that ski, right? And I position myself as somebody that is an owner or involved in shopping malls, right? And what does that person always want, Salvador? What do they always want?
More people coming to the malls, right?
Correct. But if I may, they also want bigger spenders.
Right.
Like, you can have a mall where a lot of people show up and enjoy, like, for those of you that have lived in Singapore, there's tons of malls there that people just go there to enjoy the air conditioning.
Right.
They'll bring their own water and you see them, you know what I mean? Like, it's you want to have high income people that are coming.
Right.
And I feel like in your pitch, I felt we missed out on the demographic of skiers, right? You're a skier, Salvador?
I am. Yeah, I've been a skier for the last 40 years.
And would it be safe to say, sir, that you have financially, you've had a good job, you have, what I mean?
I've been
right. It's okay. We can. You've done okay for you. And when you go skiing, okay.
It is the most expensive trip of all.
Yes,
right.
So what happens is when we think about a shopping center, right? We have a situation where because I gave a couple of clues on this. I said it wasn't a tier 1, okay? Because in the United States, 40 to 50% of shopping malls are going to be gone in the next 10 years, right? You're going to see them replaced by high-rise condominiums. Okay. I don't know if you've seen that in your area, but I see it happening all over Toronto,
Yep.
and
Yep.
it's happening in a lot of other places, right? And they want to survive though, right? When a shopping mall is replaced with a condo, it means that it failed, right? And so one way to improve a process is to bring the high-end customer base, right? And when
This
I
is
think
definitely
about
high end. Yeah, this is definitely
Snowspace,
high end. Mhm.
yeah, and when I think about Snowspace, I feel like this should be like a Louis Vuitton. You know, when you bring a Louis Vuitton, when there's a Louis Vuitton brought to a shopping mall, suddenly it, you know, the cachet, the audience starts to change, and Gucci and all these other people start to come together, and then it turns into a super high end place, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, just
And
think
what I
about Aspen. You know, Aspen is kind of a, you know, the celebrity place where celebrity skis, and it's a fashion week basically. You know, who has the most expensive jacket, who has the
Yes, exactly. And so how do we recreate that, right? How do we recreate that with the snow space environment, right? That's the key element. How do we recreate that? And how do we make this the definitive system and entity that all the shopping malls want to have, so they're going to kind of level up their game, right? Does that make sense, Salvador? I guess he agrees, Menchie, because he's I think we interrupt this session with a special news bulletin. I think he's just got a bit of a connection problem. Okay. So what we can do, I can pitch his idea back. Hopefully he comes back soon. Whilst he does that, let's try to get some feedback for him, right? He's got a fantastic concept and idea, right? Are there any other feedback points in terms of how he pitched? What are some of the things that he was saying that, you know, connected with you, didn't connect with you, you know, and let's see if he can, we'll get some of those feedback points going. I feel like, you know, when you're going through the elevator pitch journey, it's every single elevator pitch, and I keep on saying this, has to be connected and directed at the individual, right? And I know people have said this, but I feel it's always easier said than done. It's easier said than done to be able to tweak it, make sure it resonates with the person that you're talking to, and go from there, right? So what we're going to do, Menchie, just double check with Salvador. And he looks like he's got a little bit of a technical challenge. But what I'm going to do, Menchie, if you don't mind, okay, you're going to be Salvador for just 10 seconds and just introduce. You get to be an investor now. So all you have to do is you're just going to introduce yourself. You can be, you know, a rich American investor in New York. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pitch the Snowspace concept to everyone here. And obviously we are recording this, and we'll make sure he gets a copy of it. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Let's do this.
All right. So are you ready? And as
Yes.
always, please time me, because you know, it's important for me to be. Was I okay for the last one? Was I in time?
You did good. You did great. I think
Sure.
Mark agrees.
We just have to make sure it's fair, right? So Menchie, you're stepping in for Salvador today. He doesn't get to
Sure.
person, but go ahead.
Okay. Hello, I'm Menchie. I'm an investor from New York. And I want to hear what you're gonna say.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Menchie. My name is Ash Singh, and I'm part of the Snowspace team. As you know, because you're a real estate investor and you have a lot of money locked into shopping malls, that almost half of the shopping malls that exist in the United States today are going to be gone in the next 5 to 10 years. And part of the reason for that is that they did not actually attract the right high-end clientele. And the reality is that the high-end shopping malls already have the big fashion brands, the Louis Vuittons and the Gucci's and And so what we decided to do, from my passion of being a skier, I discovered that the most high-end clientele are people that are involved in skiing. And so what we want to do is work with people like yourself and bring the Snowspace platform, the world's best ski simulators, okay, into the tier 2 shopping malls to help them grow, drive, bring amazing clientele together. We have best-in-class simulation. We've also packaged it together with a great restaurant and entertainment experience. And we hope that every skier that it doesn't get access to the slopes during the summertime will engage with us. We will elevate, drive new customers to you, and at the same time, create a valuable business across all major shopping centers in North America. We're looking for around $2.3 million to get this going. And we hope that we can invite you to test our simulation and give us a chance to see if we can make this work at one of your outlets. Thank you.